Their energy is through the roof, so I reminded them to just slow down and make sure you hear every single word. If you don't, however, please know that a lot of these kids are doing their first show for the first time, and they have come from a background of all different abilities and talents, and I have really enjoyed this Christmas season, and I'm sure I can speak for my dad, Scott, as well. I have really enjoyed watching these kids come out of their shell and create magic for themselves that just overflows onto the audience. I hope you feel that today, and in turn, I hope that you are able to share with us your loud laughter and your boisterous clapping, because that's what gets these kids really excited and really encouraged to do a wonderful job. So I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. I appreciate you extending your Christmas season and sharing it with us tonight. And without any hesitation, I present to you the best Christmas pageant ever.
They lied and stole and smoked cigars, even the girls, and talked dirty and hit little kids and cussed their teachers and took the name of the Lord in vain. And they set fire to Fred Shoemaker's old broken down tool house.
And that's not all. Someone sent 5 dozen donuts to the fire department, and the Herdmans ate them all. And what they couldn't eat, they stuffed down their pockets and fronts of their shirts.
And they wrote this really, really dirty word on the back of Naomi Waddell's favorite turtle. So now, Naomi can't take it to the YMCA pet show. Her mother won't let her.
What was the word?
Oh, and that's not all. They did it with fluorescent tape, so it glows in the dark. When you can't even see the turtle, you can still see the word.
And the Herdmans put 5 or 6 tadpoles in the school drinking fountain, and Miss Barnes went to take a drink, and she swallowed 2 or 3 by mistake. Somebody yelled, "Mildred, stop! You're drinking tadpoles!" But it was too late.
She gets sick.
Not right away.
Now, I'm going to tell you about our Christmas pageant and what they did to that. There were 6 of them. Ralph, Imogene, Leroy, Claude, Ollie, and Gladys. And they went through that Woodrow Wilson school like those South American fish that strip your bones clean. They went around town the same way, stealing things and tearing things out, hitting kids. It was hard to get away from them. There was only one safe place.
Sweet hour of prayer, because there are no herders there. But pray to Jesus, as they say, because he keeps them miles away.
That's my brother Charlie. That's what he said when the Sunday school teacher asked what was his favorite thing about church. Charlie said,
No herders.
which made the Sunday school teacher mad. All the other kids said good things about Jesus and God and good feeling. But good old Charlie told the real truth. No herders.
I don't care what everybody else said. That's what they thought. All that other stuff was okay too. But the main thing about church is that the Herdmans aren't there.
Well, Charlie, that doesn't sound like a very Christian sentiment to me.
But it's a practical sentiment. Charlie was black and blue all last year because he had to sit next to Leroy Birdman in school.
Leroy Birdman. Is he the worst of them?
They're all the worst of them.
Ralph's the biggest, so if Ralph gets here,
That doesn't make a difference. Gladys isn't big, but she's fast. And mean. And she bites.
Just forget I asked. Stay away from all of them.
That's what I said. Stay away from it. Go to church.
Well, I'm so glad to hear you feel that way.
Why?
Because there's no arguments this year about the think how your father would feel. Well, you would just feel horrible, wouldn't you, Bob?
Well, actually, I wasn't planning on going. I mean, it's always so crowded. They could use my seat. I could stay home, put on my bathrobe, relax. I mean, Grace, nothing different ever happens at the Christmas pageant.
Well, something different will happen this year.
And what's that?
Charlie is going to wear your bathrobe.
Ah, you just brought that up.
Why do you be Joseph? Our how people pay the dollar to be Joseph. We're sick of being Joseph all the time just because his father's a minister. Nobody wants to be Joseph.
Nobody wants to be in it.
Well, Beth, what are you going to be this year?
I'm always in the angel choir.
Well, why can't Charlie be in the angel choir?
Because I can't sing.
From what I've heard in the past, that's not a major drawback. Wait, major? Sounds like a closet full of mice.
What do you wear in the angel choir anyway?
Bed sheets.
Oh, great. What a choice. Bathrobe or bed sheet. Come on, let's go watch TV.
You know, Mrs. Armstrong worked so hard to give everybody a lovely experience.
Oh, wow. Mrs. Armstrong just likes to run things.
Well, she's right, of course. She runs the potluck supper. She runs the bazaar. Oh, I think Helen Armstrong would preach the sermon if anybody would let her.
Helen Armstrong. Is that George Armstrong's wife? Well, maybe she can run the hospital, because that's where she is. Just ran into George down at the drugstore. He said she broke her leg this morning. Yeah, she'll be in traction for 2 weeks and laid up until the first of the year.
Oh, the first of the
First
year.
of the year.
They'll have to cancel Christmas.
Wait, she's in charge of Christmas?
Well, she's in charge of the potluck, the bazaar, the pageant. Oh, I feel so sorry for Helen, but who's going to do all those things?
Hi, Edna. I'll take over the bazaar this year if you do the potluck supper. But I have no idea what in the world we're going to do about the pageant. Unless, what about Grace?
I just can't, Irma. I have company in town for Christmas all week. What about Grace?
Hello? Grace.
Bob!
What?
I have to direct the Christmas pageant.
Does that mean I have to go?
Our Christmas pageant isn't what you call horse starter. Mrs. Armstrong breaking her leg is the only unexpected thing. It's always the same old story, the same old carols, the same old Mary and Joseph. That's what my mother used to say. That and Mrs. Armstrong.
Oh, Grace, let me tell you again how important it is that everyone get a chance. Here's what I do. I always start with Mary, and I tell them we must choose our Mary carefully because, well, Mary was the mother of Jesus.
Yes, I know that, Helen.
Yes, and I tell them all about Joseph now. He was God's choice to be Jesus' father. But I don't spend too much time on that because it's always Elmer Hopkins, and he knows all about Mary and Joseph.
Thought Mrs. Armstrong was attraction. How can she be on the phone if she's attraction?
What do you think attraction is?
Like when they put you to sleep, duh.
No such luck. Hey, Beth, we need some salt and pepper and napkins.
Oh, and then I explained about the wise men and the shepherds and how important they all are. Oh, and Grace remind them that there are no small parts, only small actors. Oh, and that angel choir, remind them not to look at the audience or wear big dangly earrings or funky shoes or anything like that. I hope you don't have too many baby angels, Grace, because they are going to be your biggest problem.
You will save some for the rest of us, won't you, Charlie?
Sorry, I'm just really hungry. Leave where I heard and smell my lunch again.
How can you let him do that to you day after day.
What can I do? Where's the chicken?
Grace, where's that chicken?
It's still in the oven.
I'll get it.
Oh, and you'll have to get someone to push the baby angels on, otherwise their wings get all bent and they get in each other's way. Oh, Bob could do that. He could help with the shepherds too. Oh, and tell that angel where not to get this.
There's somebody on the door, Helen, I have to go. Yes, I'm coming. Oh, it's you.
Lady, won't you give me some supper? I haven't had a square meal in 3 days.
You are fine.
I was getting lonely at the table.
Well, Helen's getting lonely at the hospital.
Not as long as phones are around.
I bet you told you there are no small parts, only small actors.
And to get somebody to shove the baby and angels on stage and make the shepherds shut up.
Well, she did, and she suggested your father.
Does that mean I have to go?
And Grace, don't get just anybody's baby for Jesus, get a quiet one. Oh, you better get two. That way, if one is fussy, you can always switch them out.
My mother didn't pay much attention to Mrs. Armstrong. She said Mrs. Armstrong was stuck in the hospital with nothing to do but think up problems, and there weren't going to be any problems. Of course, my mother didn't count on the herdness. That was all Charlie's fault.
Leroy, give that back.
Sure can't hear.
You still might deserve it yet.
How do you know?
Because it isn't there.
Then what was it?
2 Twinkies.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I totally ate them.
You know what? You think you're so great because you still want to say it every day? You know what? I don't care. In fact, I'll give you my dessert. I get all the dessert I want at Sunday school.
What kind?
All kinds. Chocolate cake, and Twinkies, and big wheels. We do it for everything all the time, too. All the time.
Liar.
Oh, and candy, and soda.
Who gives it to you?
The minister.
What, is he crazy?
No, he's rich.
Sunday school. That was the wrong thing to tell the herders. And sure enough, the very next Sunday, there they were, just in time to hear about our Christmas pageant.
What's Pageant? It's a play. Like on TV? What's it about? It's about Jesus. Everything here is.
Well, mostly it's about Mary.
Who's Mary?
I am. Well, probably I am. Ironheart.
Mary.
Well, hello, everybody. This won't take very long if you have a seat. Today, we are going to decide the main roles of our Christmas pageant. But don't worry, everybody has an important part to play. You know what Mrs. Armstrong always says.
There are no small parts, only small actors.
Well, isn't that what she always says?
That is what she always says, but she never says what it means.
Well, don't you know what it means, Elmer?
I know what it means. It means some of the short kids in the angel choir have to stand in the front row, or else nobody can see them.
Well, not exactly. It means that the smallest baby angel is just as important as Mary.
I don't think anyone is important as Mary.
Naturally, Alice, every single one.
Well, I get sick.
Elmer, you won't get sick. But Mary and Joseph do need to be at every single rehearsal. Yes, Elmer?
Why did I get sick?
They won't get sick either, Elmer.
Oh, Beverly already got sick and we haven't even started yet.
Elmer, we don't know that Beverly got sick, okay? So let's just think about Mary. We all know what kind of person she was. She was quiet, gentle, kind, and the person who plays Mary should try to be that kind of person. Do you have a question, Imogene?
No. I want to be Mary. And Ralph over there, he wants to be Joe. Yeah, right.
Oh, well, I will just make a list. Let's make a list of volunteers. We'll write them down. Then we can decide who it should be. Ralph Herdman has volunteered to be Joseph. What other names can I add to my list? Any of you shepherds? Elmer, did you raise your hand?
No.
Anyone? Oh, then I suppose Ralph Herdman is our Joseph. And Imogene has volunteered to be Mary. Write that down. What are her names? Please. Beth, Maxine, Alice, don't you want to volunteer? No, I don't.
I'll be Mary. Shut up, Alice. I'll be Mary. You can be a wise
The
man.
wise men are usually boys.
I'll be a wise man. Me too, Miss Claus. Want to be a wise man? What's a wise man? Just raise your hand. What's left to be? Some angel. I'll be that. What is it? What is it?
It's the angel of the Lord who brings the good news to the shepherds and tells them that Jesus is born. We do have a volunteer. Charlie, you want to be Joseph?
No, I'm just gonna say that I'm not gonna be a shepherd this year.
Oh, yes, you are. What is the matter with all of you?
Well, I thought that would be a shepherd. Gladys Herman hits too hard.
Gladys is not going to hit anybody. She's going to bring the good news to the shepherds and tell them Jesus is born.
And his son.
That's ridiculous. Now, I don't want to hear another word about it. Everybody has their roles, and that's it. That's all for today, boys and girls. You can go, but I expect to see you after school on Wednesday, 4:30 to 6:30. Alice, why didn't you volunteer? I thought that you would want to volunteer. You've always been married in the Christmas pageant.
Oh, come on, Alice. No, I don't want to.
I didn't dare raise my hand. Imogene would have killed me. She said, I'm going to be married in this Christmas pageant. If you open your mouth or raise your hand, you'll wish you didn't. And I said, I'm always married in the Christmas pageant. And she said, fine, go ahead, raise your hand. But next spring, when the pussy willows come out, I'll stick a pussy willow so far down your ear that it'll grow. And grow. And grow. And nobody will be able to reach it.
Oh, you know she wouldn't do that.
She would too. Herdmans would do anything just to get their way. They'll do something so terrible to ruin this whole Christmas pageant. And it's all your mother's fault.
Jane, Emma McCarthy, can you believe what Grace has done? How could she let them be in the pageant when they ought to be in jail?
Vera, Irma Slocum here. Can you believe that they're going to let Imogene Herman be married in the pageant? What? All 6 of them? I live next door to that outfit, and I doesn't live next door to the zoo. They are crazy. Has Grace gone crazy? Where did they come from? And who let them in? Imogene Herman? Oh, what kind of child is that to be married the mother of Jesus? Oh, where is Reverend Hopkins?
let them hand out programs or something. But of course she said, we don't have programs at the Christmas pageant.
Well, we better lock up the silver service, hide the community plates, and nail down the church before they clean us out.
What was the matter with Grace? Couldn't she send them home or tell them to go on their way? Oh, I feel so responsible. If I had not been around, this never would have happened.
If I'd been up and around, this never would have happened. Well, let me tell you,
Don't tell me, Grace. I'm on your side. The car's over there.
Helen Armstrong is not the only person who can run a Christmas pageant. I made up my mind to do the best I could under the circumstances. After all, the Herdmans were the only ones who raised their hand. No one else did, so I don't care what anybody has to say.
Good for you, Grace. Now, the car is over there.
And you're going to help me.
Wait, does that mean...
You have to go! Now, the inn is back here off stage, and the shepherds are going to come in and gather around the manger.
Where do all these shepherds come from anyway?
What's an inn?
It's lots of us how our people stay for the night.
What people? Jesus? Oh, honestly, Jesus wasn't even born yet. Mary and Joseph went there.
Why? Pay their taxes.
I mean, shut up, Molly. Everybody just shut up. I want to hear from her. Begin at the beginning.
The beginning.
The beginning of the play. What happens first?
Imogene, this is the Christmas story from the Bible. Haven't you heard the Christmas story from the Bible? Well, that's what this is, so I suppose I should read it to you.
I don't believe that. Do you that they've never heard the Christmas story?
Why not? They've never heard the Bible. They've never been to church in their whole life until your dumb brother told them we got refreshments, and now here we are.
All right, now, Luke 2, and it came to pass in the days of Caesar Augustus, a decree went out that all the world should be taxed. Joseph went up from Galilee with Mary, his wife, who was great with child.
Pregnant! She was pregnant!
Yes, we all know Mary was pregnant.
I don't think it's very nice to say the word pregnant.
Well, she was.
I don't think your mother should say the word pregnant. I'm not supposed to say the word pregnant, especially while I'm in church.
And the days were accomplished that she should be delivered, and she brought forth her firstborn son, wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn.
My God! They had no room for Jesus?
Well, nobody knew the baby would be Jesus.
Didn't Mary know? Didn't he know? What was wrong with Joseph and not telling her pregnant and everything? What's a manger? Some kind of bed?
Well, they didn't have a bed in the barn for the baby, so they had to use something else. What would you do if you had a new baby and no bed to put the baby in?
We put glass in the dresser drawer.
Oh, well, there you go. I suppose you didn't have a bed, so you used a dresser drawer.
Oh, we had a bed. Only Ollie was built in it. Ollie didn't like God's very much, and he wouldn't move over. Isn't that right, Ollie? Remember how you didn't like Gladys?
Amy
started Ollie not to like Gladys from the very beginning.
Well, a manger is a large wooden feeding trough for animals.
What was the line at the
The what?
The line at the it said in there. You reckon wadded up clothes.
Wadded up clothes. Oh, swaddling clothes. People used to wrap up babies very tightly in large pieces of material to make them feel cozy.
You mean the cut up would have been a feeding box? Where's the child welfare? The child welfare
the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord.
Shazam! Out of the black night with horrible vengeance.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, Gladys.
Somebody murdered from the amazing colors.
What? This is the angel of the Lord who brings the good news to the shepherds.
Out of nowhere, right?
Well,
In the black night, right?
in a way.
Shazam!
And there were also wise men, and they came from the east, bearing gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh.
What's that?
They were special things, spices and precious oil.
Oil! What kind of present is oil? We need better presents for the welfare.
Oh, were they the welfare? The wise men?
Well, no, they were kings, and they were.
Just hide something for it, Shut. If they were kings, they could get the baby out of the barn to the innkeeper where to get off.
Well, they were sent by Herod, and he was the main king. He wanted to find Jesus and have Jesus put to death.
My God! The baby was just born. We're gonna kill a baby?
Who's Herod in this play?
Herod's not in the play.
He's asking the baby and he isn't even in the play. Well, somebody has to be Herod. Let Charlie be Herod. He says, go give me the baby, and they say, okay, because he's a king and all. But then they don't do it and they go back to the hands.
No one's gonna be Herod.
No, just get the shepherd's terrier and go wipe out Herod.
No one's wiping out Herod. Forget about Herod. You're not gonna die. Nobody's gonna be Herod.
And I want to let the baby to the fight's over.
Somebody all over the innkeeper class. You went with the innkeeper.
I can't. I'm an Well, I want to hang around. I get a room. She said that was very rude. Then I throw somebody out and tell him I've got this baby here, and it's the middle of winter, so either move over or get out.
And I go after old Herod.
Yeah! I just sent an angel after her, because she can just point a finger at him and turn him into a pile of ashes. Yeah, Zach!
What's the name of this place anyway? She never said.
Christmas bad!
That's her name. That's what it is.
I call it revenge at Bethlehem! Revenge at Bethlehem? The hermits thought the Christmas story came right out of the FBI files. Or at least they picked out the right villain. It was Herod they wanted to gang up on and not the baby Jesus. But the baby Jesus quit the pageant anyway. It was supposed to be Eugene Slocum. But Mrs. Slocum said, I'm not going to let Imogene Herdman get her hands on him. That bothered my mother. She kept trying to scratch up the baby, even at the last rehearsal. What do you keep writing in that book?
It's like a diary.
It is not. It's all about the Herdmans. Imogene curses and swears at the time. Ralph talks about inappropriate things. This is Bradley. This is Bradley got married, correct? Gladys Herdman drinks communion wine. It isn't wine, it's grape juice.
I don't care what it is. She drinks it. I've seen her 3 times.
back in the kitchen making applesauce cake. Is this your dress rehearsal?
It's supposed to be, but Edna, I'm glad you're here. Didn't I hear your niece had a new baby a few weeks ago?
Yes, she's 5 weeks old. She's so perfect.
Great. I was wondering how it would be if we would call her, ask to borrow the baby. We really need a baby.
Oh, Grace, I could lie to you and tell you that she has colic or she's fussy and terrible, but the truth is she's perfect, amazing, the best baby you've ever seen, and there's 0 chance that I would let Imogene Herdman get her hands on her. You understand? Sorry, Grace.
I'll get the baby.
Imogene, how can you do that?
There's always 2 or 3 carriers outside the supermarket. I'll get one of them.
No!
Yes,
do You cannot take someone's baby. It's okay. We can just use the doll.
Yeah, that's fine. I thought better. A doll can bite you.
And Imogene, Mary didn't wear earrings.
I have to wear these. If I don't keep something in them, they'll grow together.
They will not grow together in an hour and a half. What did the doctor tell you to do?
What, doctor?
Who pierced your ears?
Plus, she probably did it with a knife pick. I bet Imogene's ears turn black and fall off.
We will find something to smoke. Is that your costume? You all are supposed to have your costumes on today.
I can't find my halo. My wings are up, and Gladys has my robe.
How about a costume? I never been a shepherd before. You have to wear a father's bathrobe. That's what I have to do. Is not one. Well, what does he wear around in the house?
Okay, well, I suppose we can just pretend we're wearing costumes. We're going to run through the whole thing. Maxine, let's just start with the last few words. Everybody take your spots. We'll start with the shepherd.
And what's it called?
Just go to your place. Just go to your place. The last few words. The last few words.
Shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night.
Music shepherds.
An angel of the Lord appeared to them.
Shut out of black night with horrible vengeance. The lion
No, you are the angel of the Lord. Unto you a child is born. Go on, Maxine.
A multitude of the heavenly host.
Music angels. Then it's music wise men. Music Mary and Joseph.
The baby! I want a baby! I got the baby here! Don't touch him! I named him Jesus!
Mary and Joseph don't say anything. They just make a lovely picture for us to look at while we think about Christmas and what it means. Put the doll back.
Wait a minute. I don't get to say anything to the angel tells me what to call the baby. I would have named him Bill. Oh, what a terrible thing to say.
What angel was that? There's angels all over the place. Was that Gladys?
No, Gladys brought the good news to the shepherds.
Yeah! Unto you, child is born! Unto me? Not them. Me. I'm the one who has the baby.
No, unto all of us a child is born. Jesus belongs to all of us.
Why do you let Mary name her own baby? What did the angel do? Just walk up and say, name him Jesus.
Yes.
I know what the angel said. The angel said, his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Prince of Peace, and Everlasting Father. My God! He didn't get out of first grade. He had a right on that.
5 minutes, Maxine. Just 5 minutes.
Pull. Aim. Sweep. What's the...
It's not working.
It's expired!
Oh, for God's sake.
Reverend, we found the cause of this fire.
They dragged a fire hose through the church looking for a fire to put out, but it turns out there wasn't any fire. When we were all outside, all the applesauce cake burned up. That made the ladies A mad, and Mrs. McCarthy was mad, and oh boy, my mother was mad.
Why did you call the fire department about a little smoke?
It was not a little smoke. It was a ton of thick smoke.
It couldn't have been. You just got excited, and now look, there's baby angels crying in the streets, shepherds climbing all over the fire truck, and half the neighborhood's a mess. Didn't you know it was cigar smoke?
How would I know what cigar smoke looks like? And how would I have expected it to be in the ladies' room of the church?
Alice Wimblecon's mother was mad too, and the whole ladies' aid was extra mad, and Reverend Hopkins said he didn't even know it's a thing.
I've been on the telephone all afternoon. I can't make head or tail of it. Some say there's a fire in the restroom. Some say there's a fire in the kitchen. There are women that always talk about sex and underwear.
That was your son talking about underwear, and the only fire was in the kitchen where the applesauce cake burnt up.
The whole church is in an uproar. Jesus said, "Suffer the little children to come unto me." But I'm not sure he meant the husbands. Great visitor to cancel a pageant.
I bet that was Helen Armstrong's idea.
We can blame it on the fire and make sure it's a great excuse.
I bet that was Edmund McCarthy's idea.
Well, you know, it's just...
They think it's going to be a disaster. I think it's going to be the best Christmas pageant we've ever had with the Herdmans.
But Grace, I don't think anyone's going to come to see it.
I didn't think so either, and neither did Charlie, but we were wrong. On Christmas Eve, the church was jammed full. Everyone came to see what the Herdmans would do.
Just wait till I turn the lights on. Watch your step here. 1 second. Hold on.
I can't even see where I'm going. I don't know what in the world you expect to do with this thing anyhow.
Well, you know, I thought it might look like a palm tree, but I see now that it doesn't. Well, I just don't know what to do. I feel like this is going to be the first Christmas pageant in history, you know, where the shepherds and Joseph get in a fight and the wise men tear everything apart and Mary runs away with the baby. Where are the kids?
All the kids in the world are in the basement putting on bed sheets.
I mean, our kids.
We're here.
Oh, good. Well, it's almost time. You need to get your costumes on.
Oh, Mom, it's going to be terrible, you know. They look like trick or treat, all fastened together with safety pins. Mary and Joseph, I mean, they look like refugees or something.
Well, that's what they were, Mary and Joseph. In a way, they were refugees. They were a long way from home. They had no place to stay and didn't know anybody. They were probably cold and tired and hungry and messy.
I don't know about cold, tired,
but they sure were messy.
Do you think I should go check
I
on
think you worry too much. Now listen, I'm going to push the baby angels out on stage. I'm going to give the shepherds their crooks. I'm going to push them out on stage. But when do I do all that?
Yes, just follow this script.
Okay, script. Great. Script. All right, baby angels. Wise men, I see. I just don't see on here where the fire trucks come in.
Oh, ew!
I'm kidding!
Is everyone here? Come on in, everybody. Back, Charlie. I want you down front to help with the angels. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. I want to see how you all look. Gladys, where's your halo?
My bad, no big deal. Now listen. What? I got it.
Your cat buried it.
Now listen, I want to say more about that baby. Why would they get up and tear off after some baby they don't even know? I don't know where she is. And I don't know where he is.
No, Gladys, you don't say any of that. You say, unto you a child is born. That is all you say, okay? Whew, everybody, let's go backstage. Let's try to be quiet because people are coming in. And good luck.
Miss Rabbit, actors don't say good luck. They say break a leg.
Given these circumstances, for those of you who don't know what that means, it does not mean to break a leg, your own or anyone else's. An Imogene, this is a baby. And tonight, this is the baby Jesus.
In the days of Caesar Augustus, a decree went out that all the world should be taxed. So Joseph went up from Galilee with Mary his wife, who was great with child. And while they were there, she brought forth her firstborn son, wrapped in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn.
They look awful. And what's that Mary's doing with the baby Jesus? Oh, I don't think it's very nice to birth the baby Jesus as if he had colic.
Oh, come on. He could have had colic just like And suddenly there was a multitude of the heavenly hosts, singing glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace among men. Angels meet sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains everywhere, echoing their joyous strains. When Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east, bearing gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
They look awful too. And what's that Leroy's got?
I think it's a ham.
A ham. I bet they stole it.
No, I think it's the ham from the welfare basket.
You mean it's their own ham? Well, they must hate ham.
Even if they hate ham, Alice, it's the only thing they've ever given away. Ever! Being warned in a dream that they should not return to their own country, the wise men departed another way. The shepherds also departed, praising God for all that they had seen and heard. But Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart. Holy night, all is dark, all is bright. Round your virgin mother and child, holy infants so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
Dad, look! Mary's crying! Miss Bradley! Look! Mary's crying!
Could you believe that was Imogen Perkins and the rest of them? I think this might be the best Christmas pageant we've ever had. Could that be because of this?
I don't know. I just get so weepy with the kids and the carols and all. Oh, this was the best one ever, and it should have been the worst.
There was something different this year.
Well, the angel of the Lord was different, that's for sure.
Oh, Irma, I liked that though. She had spunk and spirit. Sometimes you can't even hear the angel.
Well, I guess I should have let her have Eugene be the baby after all.
Who was the baby?
Well, it was a doll.
There's no way that was at all.
Well, it did seem real.
It did seem real, as if it might have happened just that way. We all thought the Christmas story was about Jesus, but that was only part of it. It was about a mother and a father who were in a whole lot of trouble. No money, no place to go, nobody they knew, and then, arriving from the east, like my uncle from Connecticut, some rich friends. But because of the Hermans, it was a whole new story. Mary, Imogen birthing the baby, the wise men bringing such a sensible present. After all, they couldn't eat frankincense, and even Gladys, he's in the barn, go see him, so the wise men didn't have to stumble all over the countryside. But for Imogen, it was different. For her, it was a wonder and mystery, as if she just caught on to what Christmas was all about. When it was over, we had a party in the basement. The Herdmans didn't stay. They didn't drink hot cocoa, they didn't steal the cookies, and they wouldn't even take their candy canes.
Well, that about wraps it up. Are there any kids left in the basement?
No, all the kids are gone. But Bob, you still have a bathrobe on.
Yeah, why not? Maybe somebody mistake me for a shepherd. Wouldn't mind being mistaken for a shepherd in this Christmas pageant.
Oh, yes, you would. Some lady came up to me after and gave me a hug. What should I do with this ham?
That was Leroy's ham from the welfare basket. I tried to send it back with him, but he said, it's a present. You don't take back a present.
Leroy said that? You must hate ham.
You and Alice Wimbledon.
And what about the lights?
They are on a timer. They go off at midnight.
It's almost time. It's almost Christmas.
It's almost Christmas.
Hey! On to you, John Ford! Shazam! Thank you.